Hey, good morning. It is Sunday, the 13th of June, and yeah, I'm doing a hike called Gordon Creek Falls. So, this hike is about 30 miles to the east of Payson. Right now, it's about 86 degrees, no clouds in the sky at all. Gorgeous day, I think. Why am I here? Well, to get away from the heat. Because right now in the valley, it's going to be about 100 degrees right now, I would imagine, maybe 95. High today is supposed to be 113. So I said, you know what? Why don't I get out and do a couple hikes? So this one is supposed to be a waterfall, but it's pretty dry from what I hear from the notes on all trails. And just going to check it out and see what it all looks like. Yep, so basically this is a pretty interesting trail. Looks like it's a Jeep trail, ATV trail that I'm on. Here we go. So pretty wide trail, not your typical hiking trail with scree and loose rock and such, but still, you know, up and down. Definitely not something my Nissan Altima would do well in, perhaps. So yeah, definitely recommend enjoying the hike, or obviously one of those vehicles. So, but yeah, pretty straightforward trail right now. You know, looking forward to what's next. All right, so we're about like 1.2 miles in, and what I got in front of me, or behind me, sorry, is Gordon Canyon. Looks like a really steep canyon, very treacherous, something I really need to be careful of. Totally kidding. It's actually a smaller canyon, just a little divot, obviously, in the crust, but pretty interesting, you know, all these landmarks, all these different features that you see on a hike. Pretty fun. We'll keep going. Okay, so here's something interesting. Just a moment ago, I saw something run across. Not sure what it was. Looked like small game, maybe a fox, maybe a coyote. I have no idea. But then I look at my trail. If you look closely, there are marks. Now, granted, you might see my shoe print right there. There's the marks right there of an animal. What could that be? Don't know. But as you see, this thing is scampering along pretty well. And I think that's somebody else's shoe right there. Maybe that's their dog. Who knows? We'll see. Alright, now I'm not a geologist by any means, but I'm pretty sure this right here is a good old riverbed that when the rain season comes up here, or obviously snowpack melts, this would be hopefully very, very full. Now, Arizona, I know, is in a drought. I don't know how long we've been in a drought, but it's been pretty bad. So one of the things that's kind of fascinating to see is the riverbed when the water's gone. But what the sad part is what would this look like if water were here? And I actually have to cross right here to get to the trail. And, you know, that's pretty easy right now, but if there's a lot of water, would I be able to cross? What would that look like? How cold would the water be? Those sorts of things. So pretty fascinating. Just wanted to show that on my journey. All right. Okay, looks like I found what's called water, even in a little bit of a drought. A lot of drought, sorry. Yep, this looks like the kind of the starting point of the falls, I would imagine. And I just saw, looked like a nice little squirrel right there going by. And then there are a lot of butterflies, big old butterflies. Monarch, I don't know. Let me go ahead and get some pictures and see what we can find out. But yeah, this is the beginning of the waterfall. And we're going to tip a little bit down and see what we get. Okay, if you look closely, you'll see the butterflies are pretty large, flapping their wings nice and peacefully. And there they are. He's just kind of flying away. They'll kind of do their thing, and then they pop back like they're gathering some sort of a sunlight and getting energy. All right, so this is something pretty cool. You know, it's summertime, you know, Payson, that sort of thing, and I'm cruising through this trail. Pretty simple, not that difficult. And all of a sudden, right here, patch of grass, right there, and there's no other grass around it. It's just its own patch of grass. And then right next to that, if you look, just kind of right, whoops, there we go, right there. That it looks like a good old cactus, just chilling right there on the side, looking like it's in a safe spot. So pretty fascinating spot right here because of the different flora and fauna you see around here, textures, colors, you name it, that sort of thing. Actually, don't know much about fauna. I've only seen butterflies, which aren't really animals. So hopefully I'll see something. We'll see. Those tracks ended up kind of veering off. Probably somebody's dog. Not a big deal. All right. All right, so basically this is our first kind of waterfall, significant. I'm like at basically the overhang of where the falls would be, and you'll see a little pool of water right there, and a good little cliffside. Oh, that's maybe about 10 feet. Not a whole bunch of deal right there, but I could imagine when this thing is filled with water, it's probably absolutely gorgeous. You ever get imaginative, you know, and you think about like really cool places that you've seen in a movie or somebody writes in a book, and you're like, wow, it'd be neat to be there and experience that. Well, I think of like, you know, cool trails that kind of lead off to who knows what, and how a trail kind of meanders. And if you look right there, really neat. You've got some grass patches and obviously a little bit of canyon wall, riverbed, you name it, and then it veers off to the right. Where does it go? Who knows? But still, I just thought of that when I kind of turned the corner there. Pretty cool. Right there, for sure. And if you can see it, that's where it leads to. Look at that canyon wall. That's really cool. Beautiful. And I wonder if there's a lot of water in here about cliff diving. I don't recommend that. I think it's hazardous for your health. But still, it's absolutely gorgeous. That's the Gordon Falls right there, Gordon Creek Falls. No water, obviously, but pretty good looking. All right, so this is the end of the Gordon Creek Falls, and I'm actually standing on the cliff where the waterfall would go, basically. So that's where the water would come and then right there fall. So that's a good, I'm gonna guess 20-25 feet down. Really spectacular. Again, feels like you're in a movie. Yeah, here's my kind of side right there, and then right behind me, and then definitely the cliff right there to below. So yeah, really nice. Actually, I recommend this hike to anybody. Why? Because it's really nice weather. It's a little on the humid side, but that makes sense. And it's really hot in Phoenix. You can't really hike that many places without being in danger. So, you know, you should head out to this hike and you're good. Preparation, backpack with some snacks. I have a hat, sunscreen just in case. Got to get the sunscreen on here soon because there's not as much shade as I thought there would be. And then water. I did about 1.5 liters of water total in my camel pack. It's nice and cool. Threw some ice in there as well. Went to the corner store up in Payson before I did that. So that's all you really need, you know, and just have a good time. Watch where you're walking, you know, just keep your eye out for stuff and you're good. So again, hope you enjoy this hike. Again, it's Gordon Creek Falls right here. just 20 miles east of Payson.